This is the BBC.
This podcast is supported by advertising outside the UK.
At Nordstrom, you can shop the best holiday gifts for everyone you love, all in one place. You'll find beauty favorites, cozy presents, fun ideas under 100, and more. Like festive dressing for you and your home. Experience the magic at your favorite store. Or order on Nordstrom.com with free shipping and returns. Need it faster? Pick up your order today in store. The best gifts are yours at Nordstrom.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
This edition of the food programme is the second course of this year's BBC Food and Farming Awards. Prepare to have your spirits raised. At a time when optimism is in short supply, here's a group who show us what optimism actually is. I'm Sheila Dillon, and I hope you enjoy this podcast.
I'm excited to soon win, seeing that I'm a chef myself.
Having watched it before, I can't believe that we're being part of such a big event.
I'm delighted that it's in Wales, first and foremost. It's lovely that something quite so prestigious is here and we get to celebrate Welsh food at the same time.
Yeah, I'm here for the general atmosphere, to be honest. So really exciting to see what's new, what's fresh. You know, this part of Wales has got some fantastic food as well, so it's always good to see what's new. Some of the best talent in the world, I think. So, yeah, really good.
It's the second course, part 2, of the only food awards that might make you cry, the BBC Food and Farming Awards 2023. Awards shining a light on people and organisations changing the UK through food.
And the reason why these awards exist is to try and shine the light on brilliant ideas, and this is one of them.
I mean, it's a great evening for us, for a small charity. It's a really big nomination to get for such a prestigious award, and we're really excited.
It's a good look for Wales. With a prestigious event coming to Wales like this, it is good for food and for business. I live in Newport and I've never seen so much food enthusiastic in Newport coming out for the food awards. It was great. All the street food award, man. That's my category. I like seeing guys who do street food, see who wins it.
Yes, this year we're in Newport, South Wales, at the vast International Conference Centre. Not a place you can miss, with its gigantic red steel dragon, almost as overwhelming as the building it fronts. Halfway through the awards, the first part is now on BBC Sounds or wherever you get your podcasts, you could almost say we've saved the best for last, with community food champions, innovations, and that special Derek Cooper Award for those who've made the biggest difference to our understanding of food and the role it plays in our lives. But I say best for last mostly because this is when Sam Evans and Sean Gwynn, fire cookers extraordinaire and former winners, step on stage to give us the finalists for Best Street Food Takeaway or Small Eatery.
Howdy, partners! Are you having a good time? Come on, give me your best. Yeehaw! That's it, let's get this party started. So to be asked to be judging this award as the previous winners of this category really was a dream come true for Sam and I.
Each finalist was peerless in their own league. The food blew us away. They were passionate cooks, and they all made a difference through food to their communities.
First, to East London, to an industrial estate in the Lee Valley, and a company that's revolutionising how takeaways are done. Their food is exceptional, but it's the packaging that makes it extraordinary, using a system inspired by the Dabbawalla's lunchbox delivery and return system in Mumbai.
This business has sustainability at its core.
It's a takeaway which has been delivering curries for 5 years, and it claims to be plastic and emission-free.
It's called Dabba Drop, and according to its fans, the food is as wholesome as its environmental credentials. We're about to meet the entrepreneurs behind this venture, Renee and Anshu.
This is our commercial kitchen. So it's where the magic happens. All the food gets cooked here, fresh from scratch every week. So each dabba feeds 2 people. It's got 4 tiers.
Can I open this?
Absolutely.
This is... Okay, on this side. So these are metal tins, because usually whenever people get an Indian takeaway, it's always in those plastic tubs or even worse, polystyrene. So how many plastic containers do you think you've saved from landfill?
It's over 270,000.
Wow.
Since we've been going since 2018.
This korma is incredible. I can't believe you've made this for 1,200 people. This feels like home cooking.
Next, we go south of the Thames to Borough Market, where Sam and Shauna tasted the food from our next finalist, Selena Campbell of Jolie, a Malaysian clay pot street food business with a lot of devoted fans.
5 chicken gyoza?
5 chicken gyoza for the lady. Julie. 5 chicken gyoza.
So here we are at Jolie, and look at the queue. I can see these amazing big clay pots.
So let's have a look what's on the menu. Beef rendang, delicious. Singapore laksa, yum. Clay pot prawns, Sean's, they'll be good. It all smells delicious.
So this place has been serving Malaysian food since 2009. And we're here to meet the woman at the helm, Selena Campbell.
The taste is wonderful, and I use 11 kind of spices in there to cook it, and it's slow cook. It takes 5 hours in a clay pot. That's our signature dish. Jesse beef, beef.
Oh my Lord, look at that.
This is my first taste of a Malaysian clay pot rendang curry. Yes. I'm going in. Here we go. Oh, lovely. The brisket is so soft. And listen, I know my brisket. It's absolutely delicious.
But there can only be one winner.
Brilliant food, brilliant people. Well done, all of the 3 finalists, because you really, really deserve your place here.
For the winner of the Best Street Food, Takeaway and Small Eatery category,
Massey!
This is a big shock. We weren't expecting this. Absolutely amazing.
So it's very much a church on the outside, but when you come in, it feels like I'm walking into a little cafe in Pakistan. We've got all of these beautiful textures and colours.
This menu looks great. We've got some classics on here. We've got paneer. We've got keema aloo, which is one of my most favourite things. So that's like the minced lamb with potatoes. But they serve it with, look at this, chutney and cheesy matchstick chips.
I'm Sabrina Khan. I'm the owner of Marcy's. These are mince. These were made fresh yesterday.
Wow.
My mother's recipe.
What's the key to making a really good samosa?
You've got to let the flavour of the lamb be centre stage. Not too many spices. This is a labour of love. Staff are the business. If I didn't have the staff, I wouldn't have a business. So I specifically wanted opening hours that would allow them to still come to work. So they drop their children off at school and then they come to work. They leave when it's time to pick up the children. It's cultural norms that keep women in their place, shackled to the kitchen sink. And it's changing. It's not the same across the board. It is changing. But that change has to come from self-belief and confidence. And that is what I want to do. That is what Marcy's is about.
Sabrina Khan, founder of Marcy's in Cardiff and winner of Best Street Food, Takeaway and Small Eatery 2023. Sam and Shauna talked to her minutes after she left the stage.
How does it feel to win?
It's quite surreal. Absolutely amazing.
So you said you weren't expecting it?
I've been telling everybody. I've listened to the radio show. I've listened to the other 2 contestants. They're doing amazing things. The one thing I knew when I started the business was I knew I wanted women from my community, women who know the food. You know, it's their mother's recipes, their grandmother's recipes. It's food they grew up eating and cooking.
So what do you think this award will mean to Marcy's?
Everything. It's for our customers. It's for the people that nominated us. It's for our community because we are a community. So I think this means the world, absolutely means the world.
Sabrina Khan of Marcy's. You can listen to more about this Best Street Food category in a September episode of the food programme on BBC Sounds. From street food to young people on the land, on stage it was the turn of Countryfile presenters Adam Henson and Charlotte Smith to reveal this year's Young Countryside champion.
Now, this award is to celebrate the amazing achievements of remarkable 16 to 24-year-olds from across the UK who are making a real difference to the rural communities and domain. And we met some wonderful people and heard some incredible stories, but here are our 3 finalists.
First generation farmers, and yeah, we're young, but then if you put enough work into it, it doesn't really matter how old you are. We're running ewes and producing lambs, which are then being solely for meat production.
When they go for meat production, they have to go through market, or we do sell a proportion of it through our lamb box scheme. They're like a veg box, but they're our lamb. It's reared on the farm. It then goes to a local abattoir and local butcher, so the carbon miles on it is so minimal. It sort of gives ourselves a bit of an identity in the local area, which we really like.
I began my vegetable growing journey at 12, 13 years old. During COVID, we did have a lot of excess veg, and local charities started popping up with the idea of veg box. We've got loads of courgettes here, let's donate them into the charities. We currently supply local restaurants, we also supply local farm shops and local wholesalers who supplies local veg box around here. The vegetables do help the environment. There's a lower carbon footprint. It's massively important that this business improves the local countryside and improves the surrounding environment.
I started last year. I started with 1 hive. As of now, I am the youngest registered beekeeper in Norfolk. Currently have 18 hives. Bees pollinate. They pollinate the trees, the plants, and if we could get the next generation beekeepers about, that'll really benefit the whole world. My 1 beehive, if that makes the smallest of impact, that makes me happiest.
Well, inspirational, aren't they? And if they are the future of farming, then I think we're in safe hands. So, of course, as ever, it was a very tough decision. But the winner of the Countryfile Young Countryside Champion is Jack Scott. Well done, Jack. Very impressive young character you are. Thank you. How does it feel winning tonight?
It's amazing. Yeah, it's great to get the recognition for the local supply chains that we try to improve, the social factors we try to bring into our environment that we do 24/7.
What's your message to the next generation of farmers like yourself?
Give it a go. I started off tiny back when I was 6 years old, my nan, and now we're on 3.5 acres, maybe plans in the future to go further, more livestock, more veg, herbal lays, cover crops, it all. I think just give it a go, see what happens. It can only fail, or it could succeed.
You seem so driven. Well done.
Backstage, Adam talked more about what made Jack stand out from a very talented shortlist.
Jack is so impressive as a young person and everything he's done and the drive he does, not only to take his business onwards and upwards, which is so important, of course, but then the community with him and all the people around him, stand out, really.
You're listening to the Food Programme with me, Sheila Dillon, reflecting on this year's BBC Food and Farming Awards winners and finalists. In 2023, food and farming is having to adapt to multiple problems: climate change, biodiversity loss, trade agreements that seem to undercut standards that we have here, huge rises in the cost of living, and wars. Which is why this next award, judged by my colleague Dan Saladino, was set up to unearth ideas for a better future. Here's Dan on stage.
I love these awards, and I care very much about this category, the innovation category, because it exists to identify the people, the organizations and businesses coming up with game-changing ideas we'll all need to meet the future challenges.
The first finalist is flower brand Wild Farmed, helping Britain's arable farmers move away from growing just one crop or one variety thus making their farms more biodiverse, then selling their flour to independents, and very successfully to one of the big retailers. It was founded by former Groove Armada DJ Andy Cato. Too Good To Go, our second finalist, is an app that connects consumers to local food retailers, supermarkets, small bakeries, takeaways. The idea is people can collect leftover food at the end of the day. So far, they say, it's helped save 250 meals from landfill. But our winner was chosen because of the numbers of people the organisation now helps and the millions more it could help at a time when the cost of living is making meals based on fresh food a pipe dream for many families.
And it's for that reason this year's winner of the Food Innovation Award is the Alexandra Rose Charity. Jonathan Pauling of the Alexandra Rose Charity.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Dan, and thank you to the BBC Food and Farming Awards. I feel very proud of the work that we've done.
And I came to visit and I saw firsthand the difference these vouchers for fruit and veg are making. So congratulations.
So this is one of the vouchers. You can only use it to buy fruit and veg, but it works very much like cash. You get £4 per child. The value for money that you get on a local street market in London, you can buy a lot of fresh fruit and veg. All of the stands have the Rose voucher signs up. You can see them on every stand, so families know where they can spend their vouchers, and it's really welcoming.
We've got some lovely blackberries, some English strawberry, English cherry, and the voucher has been wonderful, so it's helping a lot of families.
That was the Alexandra Rose Charity in action when Dan visited for a programme he made in September about food innovation, a programme you can find on BBC Sounds. Back at the awards, here he is talking to Jonathan away from the stage lights.
It's so simple on the base of it, and yet having such a massive impact. So why are we waiting? This should be in so many other places.
Thank you, Dan. That's brilliant. Honestly, I've spent the last 30 years working around food, health and sustainability. And when I came across the scheme, it just made sense.
Jonathan Pauling, Chief Executive of the Alexandra Rose Voucher Charity, and this year's winner of the Food Innovation Award. Now it's time for an award that's special, particularly for all of us at the food programme. So the idea was that we know there are certain people in the food world who their work, sometimes, over a whole lifetime, sometimes over 10, 15 years, suddenly shows, everyone that there are things you can do that you didn't think you could do. The Derek Cooper Award for Outstanding Achievement is presented every year in honour of Derek, the food programme's first presenter and founder. For a few years, I worked as his producer, and he believed deeply that good food should be available to all. I explained a bit more before I revealed the winner on stage. It's a choice of the judges. It's not up for vote from the public, or it's not open to nominations. We all think about, who is it who's really made a difference? And this year, it's chefs in schools, because they've started a model of actually bringing a chef into cooking meals in schools. And it's just been taken up enthusiastically. I mean, it's not that they're making, money. It's not a for-profit company. But it's sort of, showed people, yes, you can do great food in schools. The winner this year is Chefs in Schools.
We're quite thrilled and excited. We didn't a little bit blown away by it all.
That model has now spread, hasn't it?
There's now 150 schools across the country that we've worked with in some way, shape or form. Our vision is that every child in the country gets to learn about and eat real food in schools, and I don't think either of us or any of our organisation will be happy until it's the case for every child. So
we spoke to Nicole Pisani for our programme School Food Reimagined during lockdown in 2021, when she told us more about what drives chefs in schools.
Food is everything, and hunger is one of the most
indignifying things in the world, really, in a world where there's so much food surplus. Young people deserve so much better, and it's our duty of care to provide this. I don't know if there is a profit that can be made sustainably from school kitchens, but I think this is the reason why I'm very proud that I founded a charity, because cost for us is not the driving factor. We have not set something up to make a profit from school meals. We have set something up to provide children with nutritious meals. And, we keep on doing that at 80p per meal per child.
Nicole Pisani, co-founder of Chefs in Schools, speaking to us for a programme on school food in 2021. Back on stage, a video flashed up with unexpected congratulations from that legend of the food world, Bake-Off star, writer, restaurateur, and chef Prue Leith.
Huge congratulations, Chefs in Schools, for winning the Derek Cooper Award. You really deserve it. Your chefs do the most fantastic job. They don't just feed kids delicious, healthy food, but teach them about food, about sustainability, and where their food comes from. Above all, they get children to like good food. We go a long way to fixing obesity if every school signed up with Chefs in Schools. Congratulations, guys. Honestly, I'm so proud of you.
We'd had to lie, very nicely, to get Nicole and CEO Naomi Duncan to come to the awards, because Derek Cooper winners never know they're in the frame until they hear their names announced on stage. Backstage, Nicole and Naomi were still bowled over, and because they're two of the most decent people on the planet, full of praise for everyone who's part of the Chefs in Schools team.
Totally blown away, and for me this just feels like I wish that the 150 odd chefs that we've worked with could be here to hold up, because really it's their award, and so definitely. It's for them and it's for every other person, woman who works in a school kitchen. Blown away for them, because it's just a recognition of how important they are.
Yeah, this award is for them more than for us and our great team as well.
Doesn't matter where you're born, who you're born to, whatever, you should get the chance to eat and learn about real food in schools. It's so important.
Our final award now, and probably the most heartwarming, Community Food Champion. The BBC's Morning Live team work with us on this, gathering nominations and carefully searching for 3 finalists from an extraordinary list. These are people who've dedicated their lives to providing good food for their communities, and working way, way below the media radar, they make a crucial difference to so many lives every day. Morning Live presenter and judge Matt Allwright.
Every year I do this, I think, OK, that's it, we've done it. We know what a community food champion looks like. And then every year I'm pleasantly surprised, and we're confronted with so many different ways to make people's lives better through food and influence a community. And this year, 3 just such diverse takes on what that is.
Would you like to meet our finalists tonight? Here we go.
My first stop is with Claire Ladkin in Bristol. Claire set up the website All About the Cooks in 2019. The platform lets talented home cooks sell their meals directly to their local community. But it's not just about the curries and cakes. It's about the people who make them.
You can go anywhere and buy a chicken tikka masala from a curry house or in a supermarket or whatever. It's the fact that you're buying it from this person and they're putting into that their grandmother's recipes.
I made the aubergine dish. I learned this from my mom. It's absolutely easy to make, delicious and healthy.
Thanks to Claire's website, Salah's Home Kitchen is now her workplace, a change which has transformed her life.
I used to work in restaurant, so I left the home earlier and coming back later, but now I stopped working in restaurants or working from home. My kids around me, I take them to the school, come working. It's changing my life, to be honest.
From a Sudanese startup to a 55-year-old chip shop. Welcome to Fish Central. It and the bakery next door have become a hub for North London locals. Its founder and owner is local legend George Hussain. He's made this place more than a business. He goes the extra mile to help the people who come through his doors.
If he did win it,
yeah,
what would happen here?
Be like a party. Oh, it would. There would be a party out in the square, definitely.
All right. What is it about the people in this area that is so special for you?
Well, I grew up with them. If we stay in one place for 55 years, you get emotionally in love with some of them, whether you like it or not.
And 55 years
is a long time.
You can't turn off with this job at all.
No, you can't. You can't. It's part of you.
George is clearly a strong contender for our prize. But I'm not done yet. So it's on to see our third and final contender, Sarah Adjaman in Kent. Sarah is the head chef at the NHS Hawkhurst Community Hospital. But it's not just the healthy food she's cooking for patients which means she's up for an award. It's this, Sarah's very special garden, supplying some fresh fruit and veg for the hospital kitchen. Sarah's seen firsthand the effect it can have. You're taking them through steps just to re-engage.
Absolutely.
And when
Absolutely.
It's time to go home, then they're in a completely different place.
Absolutely. Let's just get you out of bed in your chair. Let's get you out of your chair into the fresh air, eating healthy food.
I'm proud to say that the BBC Morning Live Community Food Champion of 2023 is the one and only George Hussain.
Well, I've been there a long time, so I'm very proud to be there and proud to be here. So, yes.
George never misses a day. Whether he's at Billingsgate, whether he's picking up fish, whether he is opening the shop, whether he's at the bakery, he has been there through different governments, through high prices, through low prices, through cold weather, through pandemics. And we need to recognise people who can commit in the way that George has to a community for that length of time. Not because they see great profit, great change, great business models, but because they respect the people who surround them.
Thank you.
Bless you, George. Bless you.
And that's it. It's a wrap. We come to the end of this year's BBC Food and Farming Awards. Thank you for joining us to celebrate our winners and finalists, the people who give us hope that change for the better, for a brighter food and farming future is possible. Thank you to Thomasina Myers and all our judges who gave a lot of time in this year's search for the best of the best. They were travelling from Shetland to Cornwall and a lot of places between. Without them, this event wouldn't be possible. A very special thanks goes to every one of our finalists. In a time when optimism is in short supply, they show us what optimism looks like. And as ever, we're very grateful to you, our audience, to the thousands who sent in nominations and told us why these finalists are making a difference to their lives and deserve celebration. Without you, the awards wouldn't exist. So from all of us at the BBC, the judges, and especially from us at the food programme, diolch and nos da. Thank you and good night. The food programme was presented by me, Sheila Dillon, and produced by Nina Pullman for BBC Audio in Bristol.